Good evening, everyone. Again, it's my favorite night of the week, Wow Wednesday, because we hear the most amazing stories every week since January of 23. We're almost 2 years under our belt of every week. These stories, I tell you almost every week, I'm in tears because I just cannot believe the experiences that people have. It just blows my mind. I mean, I absolutely love our scan technology and I believe in it, but people are blowing my mind with their stories. And before we start, we want to make sure that people understand we are not claiming to diagnose, treat, prevent, or cure anything. We are not using medical technology or diagnostic technology. We are using information technology, and information is power. So I would like to thank Marianne from Vancouver, Canada, for helping co host this call with me. I love her so much and so grateful for everything. You ought to hear her stories. Oh my gosh, this woman gets that scanner out and starts helping people all over the place. Marianne, go ahead and say hello.
Oh, thank you, Sheila. I'm excited to be here every time I'm on this call. I feel a great honor to hear these stories and co-host when I can. Thank you for your leadership, and I'm just super excited to hear the stories tonight. So let's get into her. Like you said, we don't have a whole lot of time.
We don't. So we would love to just unmute yourself, raise your hand, whatever you're comfortable with. We want to hear your stories, and I can tell you that they impact people who hear it. We host this on our team YouTube channel, and people on the outside are hearing these stories and they need to hear hope. So please share. What you consider small may be huge to someone else.
I do have something to share.
Yay, Liz. Thank you.
Yeah, I have a friend who is in her 80s actually, and she has neuropathy in her legs and she has stomach issues. And so I just started broadcasting. She does the inner voice daily. And I started broadcasting for those two issues that she has, and she was just blown away. She says, "Oh my God, I can walk now." She said,
Oh,
"Before I would walk a little bit and then I'd have to sit, and then I'd walk a little bit and I'd have to sit. But now," she said, I'm just amazed. And her stomach issues have been long term, but she said they're really easing up. I think it came from an undiagnosed ulcer years ago and manifested into some other stuff. But yeah, she is just thrilled. So wanted to share that.
and what is she doing? Just the inner voice, or is she also
She's doing inner
scanning and
voice, but no,
optimizing?
I'm broadcasting for neuropathy
Okay.
and then some various stomach issues that I found
Oh,
in
fantastic.
I know it's just incredible. And I wasn't sure how long to broadcast it for, but she said just keep it coming. So
Oh,
I just kept playing them for her, and it made a huge difference.
oh my
I'm
goodness.
so happy. Yeah.
That makes me so happy too. We have a tool that we can use for anybody in the world 24/7. Thank you, Liz.
I
That's
have a story.
amazing.
I have a
Yay.
story. I have to jump in. I have a story. And okay, I have two, so I'll do them really quick. First one is my friend in the US. I didn't realize had all this pain, goes to the hospital. They find that she has a stage 4,
Oh,
and they had to remove a tumor immediately
oh,
that was 11 centimeters by 14 by 11.
oh my
And
goodness.
yeah. And so anyways, they expected that I had a day's notice, 2 days notice before they did the surgery, right? Because she arrived, she's actually from Canada. It was like,
Oh,
it's crazy. And so she arrived. I did 2 days of, doing the vitals and body systems, basically. And then that was it. She had her surgery. It went without a hitch. It went better than they expected.
oh,
And then she was released from the hospital yesterday, and they figured she would be there for another week. And I have been running scans on her every day. And the
oh
doctor
my God.
was like, oh my God. So
Oh,
that's super exciting. And
oh,
then the next one is it's flu season out there, guys. And my grandchildren, one came down with, the sore throat and whatever, and they usually have it for 5 or 6 days. They pass it to their mom and dad. and they take, whatever. And so grandma hopped on and ran scans on for cold and flu. And it was over, like, gosh, those kids can respond fast within the next day. But then they get their scans they get their scans every day with me, just to keep things up. The second one, then the other brother, he came down with it. He had it for 2 days.
Wow.
Yeah. So, like, wow, you guys, you may still get the flu, but the time is like shortened. And yeah. So, you guys all know how excited I get. This is just the best thing that I've ever been exposed to. And the gifts that we're sharing and giving to other people are phenomenal, phenomenal.
You said that right. I cannot even count the stories that I've heard from you and several others where you see somebody, something's happened, and you hop right in there and get to scanning and optimizing and broadcasting. And I'm like, geez, you guys are changing the world.
Speaking of that, just quickly, my group, some of my group, we took a picture of Florida.
Oh,
We put it in the scan, and so I'm just going to tell you guys all, just go Google Florida, get a visual shot, whatever, put it in your scans, and let's help them, okay? Because up here in Canada, like, you're our brothers and sisters from the South, and so let's do that, okay?
amen. Amen. Thank you. There is so much power in numbers. I don't know if you're a Christian or not, but I am. And, the word is very clear about power in numbers as well. When we pull together, there's so much more power. So, what we do collectively, and it's kind of that ripple effect too. So, oh, thank you so much. Anybody who is stopping to take time, we've even got families in our team that were devastated in North Carolina. It's actually the end where we spend our time together in March for the virtual event. So, oh, they've been through it, but God has just opened doors, offered protection. They've been, they had a life flight helicopter with one of their kids in an emergency because they couldn't get through on the roads. But it's so cool to see all the people pulling together. So, God can use any tragedy for his glory. And it's so glorious to see everybody coming together because we tend to drift apart. So thank you for taking time for our brothers and sisters all over that are being devastated right now. Anyone else? Thank you, Marianne. You are a powerhouse.
Dr. Sheila.
Hello, Shalu.
I'm Marianne.
Hi,
Yay.
Salu.
How are you guys doing?
Amazing. How are you?
Good, good. To back up Marianne's story, I had a really busy week last week. And by Sunday evening, I literally felt like all the flu-like symptoms coming, and I felt like I was crashing. And so I'm like, I know what I can do. I'm always sending it to other people. I need to send some to myself. So I started sending the immune support to myself. And within 40 minutes, the chills were gone. I didn't feel like, I was under covers and everything else and not be able to move. All of a sudden, it's like, okay, I'm awake now. It's all good. But it was amazing as to how quickly, you're able to flip it. So, I had another friend that just messaged today going, oh, I won't be able to make the meeting because, I got this, and this going on because we have a meeting here at the restaurant every Wednesday. And and everything she was describing was exactly what I had felt. So I said, it's coming your way. Just relax. I'm sending you the frequencies. So sit tight. I mean, she sounded a little stuffier. So I said, it might take you, 15 minutes, half an hour longer, but you're going to feel good. So certainly started sending it that way. But I can't remember if I shared the story or not about my friend that's not in a good way, and how we're using the scans because the medical system literally, told him that if he sneezed, he would be paraplegic.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, and for 10 days in the hospital, they just brainwashed him into believing that.
Yeah.
They would not let him even get out of his bed. And yet when he went home, they're sending him physiotherapy there to get him walking. So it's like, well, what is the truth? So it's okay if he snaps his spine at home, but not in the hospital, right? And so anyway, I started, I showed his wife how to, on the scans, to show him his spine. Because when you look at it, there's maybe one, and they're not even together. There's a spot here, and then one down below, right? Like 3 different places where it shows up as a 1 occasionally. So I said,
Mm,
okay, you see there's diminishing function here, but we literally need to show him that visual so that he can start understanding the true story, not the
right.
one that they told him in the hospital. So the power of being able to show people these, right?
Yes.
And to sort of go, because there was a day that he was just really depressed. And so I told her, I said, look, you need to use the frequencies that are there. And so all day, you know, like he wouldn't let her open the curtains. Like it was just getting worse and worse. She goes, it's so dark in there. He just wants it dark. And I said, well, send him the frequencies. And so she played the depressed, overwhelmed, and stressed one. And she messaged me a couple hours later. She goes, I'm not stopping, but oh my God, his energy changed. And so now, you know, yes, let the light in and let all, like, I mean, it's all powerful stuff. And we need to understand that we have access to such amazing technology that can literally help people, you know,
Yeah.
in a very short time.
Yeah.
So,
And it's not that, you know, it's not magic or anything. It's that there's so much happening around us that we do not have control over. Now we just have a little more say so about what's going on.
yeah,
Isn't that empowering?
yeah. And, you know, like a lady today, because I don't get people filling out paperwork anymore. This is my consultation, is I'm doing a scan on you because it doesn't lie. It'll tell me more than you would because you'll only tell me the good parts of yourself, right? And
Right.
so the lady, she totally understood the negative frequencies that, you know, they send our way to attack us.
Yeah.
And then, but it took her a while. And she goes, why is it so hard for me to believe that whatever they're doing negative, that we can offset it in the positive?
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
I said, like, again, we're so into looking at the negative stuff, but this is just as powerful. So let's
Yeah.
focus on the positive power that's in our hand that we can help people with.
Amen. Absolutely. It's absolutely right.
Shalu
Thank you,
has some
Shalu.
of the best stories too, right? Every week she's just right on here with
Yep.
she's out there just sharing and changing lives and
Yep.
holy that's a powerful story, Shalu. Thank you.
Yep. Another
I said,
powerhouse.
every family needs to have one person in the family doing this. And you
Yes.
know, it's so funny. So you usually you think it's the woman, right? So I have this gentleman that's been coming, and so automatically I'm like, well, your wife could do this. And so the wife came in, and she goes, I don't want to do this, right? So I'm like, okay, fine. And I happened to meet his daughter today. So I was saying, oh, you know, you should do this. Your parents really need it. So when he came in today, I said, oh, I met your daughter, and I told her, and he goes, I think I can do this. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Yes, you absolutely can, you know? So don't discount that there are, you know, guys out there just as well that will take charge and want to take care of their families in a way that they've never been able to before, right? So,
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll never forget. We had a guy on a call last year or so, Greg. He's Quantum Boss. You might be familiar with him. He actually is the powerhouse in his home. And one of the things that he told us is when you have your scanner, you make sure you set up a profile for every member of your family because you never know when someone's going to be in need. And when they're in a crisis, that's the wrong time to have to stop and set up their profile. He had a niece that was shot. And he said, I'm just so grateful that I already had her profile set up so that I could immediately get to work. Things turned
Wow.
out well. So you're
That's great
exactly
advice.
right. Sorry, who?
That's great advice.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
such good advice.
Yeah. Yeah. So much power we have. Does
I have
anyone?
another one. If nobody, I'm going to wait. And if somebody else has a story, then great. And if not, I have one about hormones.
Oh, fantastic.
Does anybody else want to tell a story? Because I don't want to monopolize it.
I'm thinking we all want to hear about hormones. I think that's why no one's raising their hand. Let's hear about hormones.
Well, it might not benefit. I mean, it's a client who last month didn't get her cycle, and there was just kind of like a little show, and then it didn't come, and then the next month it was a week late this month, and a little show again, but nothing. And so she contacted me, and we hear a lot about hormonal imbalances and that. And if we can jump in there and like correct it, get that body to readjust and rebalance itself, my goodness. So I have a hormone product protocol or playlist, and I put it on and I ran it for maybe 2 hours. I just let it go. I said, if you start feeling wonky or something, like just shoot me a text and I'll turn it off. But I got stuff to do. So I was like, away we went. Well, that night, everything came on, like her cycle started. It was like normal. And she felt good, like, so it was just wow, you guys, like, and that plus it was 7 days late and just a show again. So it was 2 months of nothing, and then basically ran the hormone protocols. And I mean, I'm 17 years past, menopause. I'm 67 years old. And so, like running these programs has just like rejuvenated me. And there's a hormone replacement one that I have a playlist, and because like, I need that. And we just have so much there with the homeopathics and the flowers and it's just so much there, you guys, and the essential oils now, and the minerals, and the beauty of this, and I do appreciate this, and I have to speak it out into existence because I keep thinking about it, is that Solex keeps telling us that they will only charge 150 US every month for a subscription. It's priceless. And they keep adding and adding and adding new and new stuff, and they promise us we will never raise the price. We
Yeah.
will never raise the price. And I am deeply grateful for that, because a lot of other companies that I've dealt with, they'll have something and then they'll start adding to it. It was like, oh, now you have to pay for this, and you have to pay for that, and this
Yep.
is going up. And I appreciate that, because in this day and age and what's happening globally, there's a lot of people who are suffering. And I know families that are taking $50 from each family, all putting it together, three of them, so that they can have this and they're sharing it,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
And so, I just appreciate that so much. And not to mention that collectively, or we are raising the frequency of this planet. We're raising the
Yes.
frequency of our own bodies. When we do that, we start dealing with issues. Life comes to you in a different manner, right?
Yeah.
Things will
Amen.
start to show up in a different way. You show up in a different way.
Yeah.
So I believe, like everybody else, that is using the scanner and really getting benefit from it, that we wish this for everybody. And we have to share it with everybody. We just do, you
Yeah.
guys.
Amen. Thank you so much. It just lights my fire when other people get it like I do and are just as excited. And the whole heart of Solex is serving humanity. You see that in everything they do, their whole history, the fact that our prices are so darn low and they give us so much. That's what it's about, is serving humanity. So thank you so much. I love your excitement, and I love your mission too, to empower individuals in their own home, because as a practitioner, I cannot take care of the whole world. I thought I could when I first started, and I burnt myself out. So now my mission is to empower individuals in their own home, because what's going to happen when the next wave comes and everything shuts down? People are shut in, they have no help, they have no hope, and they need to be empowered before that ever happens again.
I have a quick story.
Yay!
Yay!
Remember, I know a while back we had somebody that shared that their pipes were clogged. Well, we had the situation where our pipes were clogged in our house, and the sewage was coming up through a drain. So we called the plumber, and he did his thing, and he said that might not work because there's a problem like inside. And so he said, this doesn't work, we'll have to dig it all up. So so I was going to call the plumber again the next day, because when he put the drain through, then it clogged up again in like maybe a day. So I was going to call him, and my husband said, let's just wait. So I said, you know what, this is my chance. So I took a picture of the toilet, and then I took a picture of the pipes, and I ran it on the toilet, and nothing seemed to happen, still clogging. And so then I ran it on the pipes, and nothing. So then I ran on the whole house. I put energetic clearing in. And when my husband got home from work, he's like, did you call the plumber? And I said, no, it's fine. We're flushing. Everything's fine. And I don't know really what's going on underneath there, but all I know is that we're flushing and everything is draining and it's no problem. What
That,
works?
Mary. Oh my God, that's so funny. Awesome. Sheila,
That's a
you
money
probably
saver
didn't
right
hear.
there.
You didn't. Shirley probably didn't hear when Dr. Daryl was on with, and I was co-hosting with him. I have a Dyson vacuum cleaner that I wasn't working. Did you hear that story, Mary? Did you hear that one? Yeah. And so it was one of those rechargeable ones, and like everything has consciousness, because you know a lot of people are going to listen to this and they go, okay, they've lost it. You guys have to remember that everything is a frequency and it has a level of consciousness. It might be a very low level of consciousness, but it has it. It's going to respond to energy, okay? And so it doesn't owe me a cent. I've had it for 13 years, but I love it, right? It's one of those rechargeable. I use it every day. So I was like, oh man, I looked at it in Canada. It's like, I don't know, $500 to go get another one. I was like, geez. So then I thought, what the heck am I doing? So I took a picture of it, put it in my scan. I put it up on the table. I had cleaned it, made sure everything was great. I tried recharging it a number of times. It wouldn't recharge. So I plug it in and I put I turned the scan on it. And I think it was I don't know, something about being healthy and whatever. And so I just let it go, and I'll let that sucker go for 3 hours. And then I unplugged it. Vroom! Oh, it took. And actually, you know what, you guys? I'm kind of glad that it did, because it actually runs better now than it was before. It's like it's got more power.
Oh my word.
So Mary, thank you for backing me up on crazy stories.
Yeah. We'll see.
You see, this
So
is
far,
why
so
we
good.
have to have this call, because I would never think to do that. Oh my gosh. Oh, wow. Anyone else? Anyone else? We've got about 6 minutes. Solex has some big news tonight. I cannot wait to hear what it is. I don't know how they ever keep having bigger news. They just blow my mind. But we want to get all the stories in before they launch their call tonight. Who else has something to share with us? Anyone? Anyone? Jean?
I can come back to that 660.
Okay.
I'm, as I said in the previous meeting, I am new to all this, and I have it connected with enrolled in a course, and am going to be learning more about the AO scan and all of the things that all of these little slots on the screen let you do. But with getting the 660 to people, my 30-year-old client that is ADHD, I had shared that after using the 660, she knew she was hungry. She's never been hungry, had that sensation, that she was able to communicate and stay in the conversation better. And then they've been working on some projects around their house, and her stamina has increased as well.
Wow.
And these are just some of the offhand comments that her mother has made as they're working through this. And
And that's just using the 660 band, not even using the scanner?
not using the scanner. This is just using the
Wow.
660. That 660 is just powerful. And of course,
It is.
I have one. She's had some scratches from her cats and yard work, and she's going, I swear I'm healing faster. And I'm going, it says it will help with healing.
Yep.
Did you read that part?
Oh, that's amazing. I love the 660 band too. It's amazing for so many things. Thank you so
Get that
much for
blood
that.
moving and getting those cells cleaned.
Yep.
Very, very
Amen.
important to health.
Yep. Amen. Thank you so much, Jean. Anyone else? We've still got about 4 minutes. Anyone have something to share with us? We would love to hear it. Turns my light bulbs on because you guys think of things I don't think about. Peggy.
Yes.
Hi.
So I have a girl about 34 years old, and I've been running scans on her, and her hormones, she's got about 8 of them that are either really high or really low. So as I'm looking them up, I'm trying to decide if she's pregnant or she's taking medications to become pregnant. So I sent her a text. I'm like, can you fill me in on what's going on here? And I'm being ghosted.
Oh,
Any response. So my question is it's safe then to continue to run the basic scans?
absolutely.
Oh,
Absolutely. You can't hurt anyone. Lauren assured me when I first joined and these questions came up, he said, Sheila, there is nothing harmful that can come out of this scanner. It's not possible.
okay, so even if I have a playlist for her,
Yep.
all that is fine to continue to send her.
Yeah. So think of it this way. The body, it's kind of like homeopathy. It's messages. All it is frequency. The body knows exactly what it needs. Just like when you send a playlist, maybe you don't need everything that you think you do. Your body does. Your body knows. Your body's going to take exactly what it needs and it's going to ignore the rest. It can't cause any harm. It can't cause any interference. It can't do anything bad.
Well, that's good to know. Until she gets back to me, maybe she didn't know she was pregnant, so she had to run out to get a test. I
Could
don't know.
be.
Based on those hormones and what I looked up, what they were all about, I'm like, I don't know. For a girl who thought she couldn't conceive, I think she's
Well, we
and that's
cannot wait to hear an update on that one.
running hours of scans for her along that line. And I'm like, wait a minute, her hormones changed dramatically. So
Very interesting.
if she is, yay for her.
Oh, that's fantastic. It's so funny the things that we can learn just by running scans.
Well, the hormones is just amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm loving the new Kim panel. It works great into my practice. It was perfect. Yeah. Okay. And if you don't know chemistry labs, if you're not a practitioner and you don't know lab work, Dr. Jennifer Nelson Hawks did a great training on that last week's Wednesday call. So don't forget Solex YouTube channel, Solex LLC. We have every weekly update for the last 3+ years, 3.5, almost 4 now. Wow, goodness. But last week's Jennifer talked about the chem panel. It's very, very helpful. So it is time to find out the big news that Solex is going to tell us about tonight. And I just want to thank you all for joining us because this call is not possible without you showing up and sharing your stories. And we appreciate that because other people are here to learn. Maybe they're new. And just like me, you guys teach me new things every single week and blow my mind. But I just thank you mostly for, being bold enough to start working on other people and not being afraid to start running scans and broadcasting to people. You just do it fearlessly. And I just thank you so much. Marianne, do you want to close us out, hun?
Sure. I want to thank you personally, Sheila, for remembering me. And I want to pass it on to all of you. Thank you for showing up and being here today. We're a community. And I just really, implore you all to share this with people. And it might be for some people and it might not be. And we can't prejudge. And I just want to again say that Solex, I've been in this industry for many, many years. I also am a practitioner. And I have never, ever experienced anything like this before, what we have here. So thank you, Solex. Okay,
Yes.
let's go see what's happening on the YouTube channel.
Can't
Again,
wait.
it's Solex LLC. So that's the search, Solex LLC, and we'll see you on there.
Yep.
Thanks,
Yep.
Sheila.
Bye, thank
Good
you.
night. See y'all next week.
Bye.